here we are back at the bar at Joe T's.
And what a great place to be.
Yeah, I know. If you're in Fort Worth and it's the evening time and you're at the bar at Joe T's, it's margarita time.
That's for sure. Thank you. Beautiful.
You guys enjoy.
Okay.
All right, well, we're going to kick off Nacho Ordinary Dog Party 2020.
Welcome to Joe T's.
Thanks, Jody. And hey, everybody, we're about to get started with our annual Fort Worth fundraiser at Joe T. Garcia's, which we call Nacho Ordinary Dogs. So, Jody, this is Polo, who was actually raised by volunteer puppy raisers at the Carswell Medical Prison here in Fort Worth. So he was born in California, but he's been a Fort Worth boy since he was 8 weeks old.
Well, he is a handsome young man and very well behaved.
Yes, well, all of our dogs are. But we're happy to be back at Joe T's. The gardens are beautiful this time of year, and gosh, it feels like fall today.
Well, we're so happy to have y'all back, and we love this event. It's one of our favorite events that we have every year.
Well, it's our favorite event every year in Fort Worth.
Okay,
for sure.
good.
So it's too bad we can't gather in person like we normally do, but we'll get back together as soon as we can.
That's right. We'll have another party, and we'll all be at Joe T's with our favorite friends.
One of the reasons that I like to come to Joe T's is because Joe T's is a family-owned restaurant.
Yes.
We've been in business how many years?
85 years.
And the people who grew up in Fort Worth and who have been coming here all their lives feel like they're part of the Joe T's family. And that's exactly the same way Canine Companions is.
Oh, good.
We have our donors, our volunteers, puppy raisers, graduates, all the staff. We're just really like one big family, all just supporting the mission to provide independence dogs, to provide service dogs for people with disabilities, children, adults, veterans.
Well, we're so happy to be included.
Well, I know that you all are very supportive of the mission and great dog lovers too.
Yes,
So
yes.
Thank you so much for that. But we probably better get busy.
Yes, time for a party.
Yes.
Oh gosh, Robin, it's 7 o'clock. Time to get going.
Oh, well, let's get going then.
All right. Well, I hope you guys now have your drinks and you're back to join us in this celebration of Canine Companions for Independence. It's a breezy evening here in Fort Worth, almost a little windy. We've got a little chaos going on in the background with some construction and things. So I'll try to talk loud so you can hear me. Robin, you're going to have to especially do that because you're sort of soft-spoken.
I'll try.
We're back here to celebrate Canine Companions, and we've got a lot of great sponsors I know who help put on this event. Can you tell us about some of those sponsors?
Sure. Well, there are several people I would like to thank. First, I'd like to thank our host committee that worked so hard to put this together and having to change it from in-person to virtual and to dates. And they were so great to work with. We wouldn't be doing this without them. And also our presenting sponsor for the last 4 years, the Dorothy Leonard Foundation, and its president, Joanne Casullo. And this year we have a new sponsor, the SRS Raising the Roof Foundation. So we thank them very much.
That's great. And I know tonight we're going to hear some stories from some folks. Who can we expect to hear from this evening?
Well, I think we're going to hear from 2 graduate teams, as well as a message from our National Training Director, Flora Baird, who is my daughter.
And my niece and my goddaughter. And so Canine Companions for Independence, we talked about it being a family feel to it, but it's actually part of our family in reality too. And so we're going to hear those stories. There's also going to be an opportunity for folks who are watching to give and support the mission of Canine Companions. Can you tell me briefly what the mission is?
Well, it's kind of a surprise. We've never done anything quite like this before. It's not, we'll have an auctioneer, but it's not a silent auction like you typically think of. Let's just call it a live giving opportunity.
Excellent. In support of Canine Companions' mission.
Yes.
And the mission is to put these great dogs with great people, and whether those be veterans or children with disabilities or adults with disabilities. And how is this funded? How is the organization funded?
Well, the organization is funded solely by donations. Individuals, corporations, foundations, people like the people who are watching tonight. We do not receive any government funding.
And so if there is someone with a disability, how much does it cost for them to have a dog?
Well, the estimate of the value of these dogs once they're fully trained is $50,000.
And so do the recipients of the dogs, what's the cost to them?
The cost is zero to them. The dogs are completely free of charge, thanks to all our generous donors.
Wow. Well, and I know this year in 2020, dealing with the pandemic and the economic effects of that everyone is facing challenges. And I know the nonprofits like Canine Companions also are challenged in these times. So it's now more than ever important to support the mission of Canine Companions to ensure the success and the ongoing success of this entity.
That's very true. And Canine Companions has been carrying forward with their mission in these challenging times. But I know everyone is facing challenges, and I hope that everybody at home is safe and well.
Right. And so dogs are still being trained. Teams are being formed between between puppy raisers and then the recipients of the dogs and the trainers. And so we're moving forward, and we're going to move forward tonight, and we're glad you all are here.
Thank you.
This is no ordinary puppy. He's a Canine Companions for Independence assistance dog in the making. Born, raised, and trained to rise to any challenge. Partnered to give independence to a child, adult, or veteran with a disability, entirely free of charge. Learn how you can give independence and give a dog a job at cci.org.
Wow, what an awesome video. And that was No Ordinary Puppy, and this is No Ordinary Puppy here either. And we have given Polo a job. So,
Yeah, I think what can you say about a video like that? It really sums up the mission. But part of the reason the mission is possible is because of our volunteers, our great volunteers. We have volunteer chapters all across the state of Texas and all across the country. And our chapter here in North Texas is called the Lone Star Chapter. So now I'd like to turn things over to my good friend, Dawn Thompson, the president of the Lone Star Volunteer Chapter.
Thank you, John and Robin. Hi, welcome to Nacho Ordinary Dog Virtual Fiesta. We're so glad to have you join us. My name is Dawn Thompson, and I have been a volunteer for Canine Companions for the past 7 years and a two-time puppy raiser along with my husband, Don. I am also current president of the Lone Star Volunteer Chapter here in North Texas. The purpose of our chapter is to help support our region by creating fundraisers, yappy hours, various outings and events throughout the Metroplex to help support the mission of Canine Companions. As I said, raised 2 puppies for Canine Companions. You're going to meet my first puppy I raised with Dawn called Freckles. She was a great joy to have with us, and it was an amazing journey. She went into advanced training in 2016 where she graduated as a skilled companion and met her future family, Ryan and Stephanie, and she has been a great help to their family for the past. I've seen that personally, and they've become a great part of our extended family. And to tell you a little bit more about their story, they are up next. So off to you, Stephanie, Ryan, and Freckles. Thanks.
Thanks for the introduction, Dawn. Hi there, we're so happy to be a part of Nacho Ordinary Dogs event tonight. My name is Stephanie, and this is Freckles, and this is Ryan, and Freckles is Ryan's skilled companion. We first learned about Canine Companions almost 5 years ago when we lived in Texas, and good friends of ours, Carrie and her son Jordan, had a skilled companion named Tootie, and we spent some time with them and saw them interact in the community. Ryan had just begun communicating independently at that point by spelling on a letterboard, and he had mentioned he wanted a pet. And at that time in California, we were living in a place where we rented our home, and having a dog was not a possibility. We moved to Texas later that year, and we got on the list for Canine Companions, and Ryan's name got to the top, and he was a bit nervous at that point, and I was a little nervous too. I just wasn't sure how things would go. And as soon as Ryan was matched up with Freckles, I knew, and everybody else knew, that the connection was real and that they were going to make a great pair. Freckles has been a part of our family for almost 4 years now, and I homeschool Ryan. She goes out with us in the community. We've taken her to museums, on field trips, to restaurants. We've run 5Ks with her, and we've even taken her to interview the mayor of our city before. Ryan has daily tasks like feeding her, and we go for daily walks. And in the community, Ryan holds on to a leash where it can provide him some stability, and he can focus on Freckles while he's out in the community. It also provides good social opportunities for him, as people can ask about Freckles, and he's happy to talk about his wonderful dog. An organization like Canine Companions is absolutely amazing. They rely on generous donations from people like you, and we're able to receive Freckles free of cost. And you can't imagine how much of a blessing that is in our lives. We want to thank Dawn, because she did a wonderful job raising Freckles, and we're so grateful for her, and I'm so blessed to call her my friend. Thank you again for people like you with Nacho Ordinary Dogs, with the event, and your generosity is changing lives. We really appreciate being a part of this event. We look forward to the rest of it. And now back to you, Robin and John.
You know, we were talking about teams earlier. That's just a beautiful example of the teamwork that makes this organization work.
It really is, and it also illustrates the idea of the family of Canine Companions. For that puppy to have brought together those two families.
Right. And it's Freckles.
Freckles.
Is our dog hero in the
Yes.
story. And
He's the skilled companion for Ryan, and Stephanie is Ryan's mom.
yeah, you know, there's so much empathy that flows through this organization that it does really get to you to see
Well, it
a
always
story
makes me
like
cry.
that. And
I can't help it.
it's powerful. We know that you guys who support us understand that. There are limitless stories across the nation of that same deal, and what a great exemplar for us to see tonight.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the training is essential for these dogs, from the puppy raiser through the professional trainers. And as we mentioned before, we have a very special trainer, national training director for the organization, who's near and dear to us. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, you know as much about her as I do. My daughter, Flora Baird, started with Canine Companions 15 years ago, I believe, as an instructor assistant. And then she went through an apprentice course for 3 years to learn to become an instructor, to teach these dogs. And then became the regional training manager for the Northwest region in California, and is now the national training manager, which before, in pre-COVID times meant we got to see her more because she travels to all the regions to work with the training staff. But I actually haven't seen her since March, so this is the next best thing, to get to be with her virtually.
Great. And I believe this is the preeminent service dog organization in the world, and she's the trainer, national trainer, but I'm going to say she's the best trainer of service dogs in the world. Take it away, Flora.
Howdy, y'all. This is Flora Baird. I am your National Training Director at Canine Companions for Independence, and I am coming to you from Santa Rosa, California. It seemed like a really good opportunity to put on my Stetson and be able to say things like howdy and y'all, which, to be honest, I do to confused Californians on a daily basis out here. But this seemed like a much better opportunity. I usually would be there in person for this wonderful event, and I wish that I was. I certainly wish I was there eating Joe T's enchiladas with all of y'all. But I am honored to be gathering virtually with you this evening, and glad to have the opportunity to say hello. So I'm here to give you a couple of program-related updates. I imagine folks are wondering how we're moving forward, how we're operating during this challenging time. We've had to make some changes to the way we do things in our program due to the pandemic and trying to keep everybody safe. We have a model where we gather students from all over the country in classrooms and have them live in the same space and work in the same space for 2 weeks, and that's a little bit of a nightmare right now. So we've had to change the way we do things. We're limiting the size of our team training classes. We're changing the way we do puppy classes. We've gone online for some of it. Right now we're having students do an online portion of their team training before they receive their dog. Then they come to us in person and we have them for less time in smaller groups. We've got staff and students and everybody involved in the process wearing PPE, face masks, and social distancing, which has been it's different for us. We're learning, we're trying to make sure that we're moving our mission forward, that we're continuing to place these wonderful dogs with the people who need them, and doing it in a way that keeps everybody safe. It's been challenging, and I just have to say that I am tremendously proud of the staff, of our volunteers, of everybody that's involved in the organization that's allowed us to keep going, to keep making placements, to keep getting dogs to the people who need them, even under challenging circumstances. It is an amazing community to be a part of, and I'm just tremendously proud to be a part of it. I wanted to give you an update on our veterans programs. As some of you may know, we have expanded our program, placing service dogs with veterans with PTSD to our South Central region in Texas. So that's very exciting. We've started making those placements. We already had a team training class where we've placed some dogs with veterans with PTSD. We've got another one coming up. And depending what day or night you actually see this, it's either happened or happening or will have happened by the time that you're watching this. But we're very excited that that's moving forward. I wanted to share a story with you about that program. I taught a class out here in California with, it was just a single placement, one veteran getting his service dog. And he was a young guy in his 20s, and you know, he has his whole life ahead of him, and he had really been struggling with the challenges of PTSD. We bring him class. He was a hoot to have in class. He was just funny and fun to be around. We made a great match with a great service dog, and then he went home, and a couple months later I got an email. It came via our graduate program. He had emailed our contact there and sent this picture, and the picture was him and his service dog, and he was holding up this trash bag, big trash bag, and he said in the email that the trash bag was full of medication that he didn't need anymore. That since he had been paired with his service dog, all those medical interventions that, you know, his doctors had been using to try to help him, he didn't need it. He had the service dog now. It had changed his life. And, you know, it's hard to kind of articulate the impact that these dogs can have on folks, but that picture of the bag full of meds, I will never forget it. So I am just very excited that we have expanded this program to our South Central region, and that we're now going to be able to make that kind of impact in the lives of Texas veterans. I think it's going to be great. We also have started another pilot program that I wanted to just briefly share with y'all. This is not happening in Texas yet. This is still out in California, but we've also started a therapy dog certification program. So this right now is for a lot of dogs that don't make it in our program, go back to their puppy raisers. And a lot of our puppy raisers, as it turns out, have been doing therapy dog work with those dogs. So they're not service dogs. They didn't make it in that piece of the program, but they're still great dogs. So we have folks within our community that have been doing things like visiting hospitals, visiting with groups of first responders. And the therapy dog program is really a way for us to bring those people into the fold, in the sense that we'll be certifying them as an organization. They've got so that they're part of Canine Companions when they're doing that therapy dog work. So that right now is happening out in California. It's a new area for us, but also kind of not a new area, since we had so many people that were already doing these types of visits with their dogs. So we're excited about that. There's a lot going on at Canine Companions. None of it would be possible without our generous supporters. Canine Companions relies solely on donations to do the work that we do and provide these expertly trained assistance dogs to children, adults, and veterans that need them free of charge. If you're able, we would love to have your support this evening. Thank you again for joining us. I wish I was eating enchiladas in Texas, but hopefully I will be someday soon. Thank you for joining us. Don't go anywhere yet. We have some more special guest speakers, and it sounds like some fun things in store for the evening. Thank you again.
Thanks, Flora. You know, it's amazing how much time, effort, and the science that goes into training these dogs, these exceptional dogs, for the jobs that they are able to take. I'm always amazed It just how much goes in, the resources and the incredible expertise of the training professionals at Canine Companions.
Oh, I couldn't agree with that more.
So what's up next?
Up next is another graduate story. We're going to meet Valerie and her facility dog, Zuni, who are helping children right here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Hey everybody, I'm Valerie and this is Canine Companions facility dog Zuni. We've been a team for about a year and some change now. I work as a recreation therapist in mental health. We are actually in between jobs at the moment. We just finished one last week and we'll be starting a new one in a children's hospital this coming week, so we're pretty excited about that. Kind of the process that I had to get Zuni was kind of an interesting one. A lot of facility dogs in the area are gotten through a different organization. A lot of times a big donation needs to be made in order for that dog to be received. That was not in the cards for me because I work for a smaller hospital. So I did some research, had a friend who reached out to me and said that she knew of Canine Companions dogs that came to her hospital regularly, looked into it, decided it was something that I could do, took it to my my administrative team and they were supportive of it. So I applied and was lucky enough to be able to get through the process in about a year's time, which I hear is actually pretty quick. So that was really exciting and really amazing to be able to get her so quickly. A lot of what we do is social interactions. Like I said, I'm a recreation therapist, so I do a lot of coping skills, social skill training, things like that. So, Zuni, sit. Good girl. So a lot of what we do incorporates those things. A lot of what Zuni does at the hospital is create comfort. Being in the hospital is scary, even for an adult. We also do social interaction commands, which we'll show in just a minute. We also do some, she provides some normalization for the hospital. Like I said, it can be kind of scary to be there, and she kind of provides that comfort that we all miss when we're away from our pets and our homes and things like that. So we do a lot of social interactions, like I said. So things, like shake. Shake. Good job. We also do speak. Speak. Yeah. Good job. Good girl. But I've expanded that to high five. Yeah. Up high. Good girl. Sit. And fist bump. That one's a crowd favorite, so she's a popular one with that one. So here you go. You get a treat for that one. Yeah. Good job. So kind of one of my favorite stories to tell with an interaction that she had that kind of is close to my heart is that she came to my group one day and interacted, Zuni, sit, with a patient the day before, and you could tell that he was really excited about her being there. On the particular day that I talked to him again, you could tell that he was very upset, distressed, crying, upset in that way. And after I explained to the group what we were doing, I had Zuni go over one-to-one and just kind of interact with him. She licked his hand, which got his attention, and then he started to pet her, and then she licked his face, which was very sweet and very heartwarming, and then brought a little tear to my eye. But it's a lot of those little interactions that are very humbling and very exciting to see, especially being in a place that's not Zuni, sit. Sit. Good girl. That isn't always full of joy or even healing all the time. So if she can bring that little bit of healing and joy, I feel like my job has been accomplished. You are just being so silly. Zuni, cute. Yeah. That's good. That was close. Thank you so much for your time. This is a really wonderful organization. I'm so proud to be part of it, and I just hope that we can continue to put dogs in placements that can make a difference, such as Zuni. Thank you.
Thanks, Valerie. What a great story. And wasn't Zuni cute? Just as cute as Polo.
Yeah, that was a great story. But now it's time to switch gears, and we're going to raise some money tonight for this incredible organization and for dogs like Polo and Zumi. And the specific purpose of raising money tonight goes to veterinary care for these dogs. We're all focused on health care these days, and it's just as important to focus on health care for these incredible animals. Tell me a little bit more about the veterinary process.
Well, the veterinary process for the dogs in professional training is maybe one of the most expensive things, because when they first come to professional training, they undergo extensive testing of all kinds: eyes, heart, elbows, hips, to make sure that they're in good enough health to do this job. And then that care, all their routine care, is of course provided while they're in professional training, because we want to make sure that they have the most successful, longest working lives that they possibly can have.
That's great. And so we're going to keep these guys healthy so they can do their important job. And so grab a pen and a checkbook, or look for the donate button on your screen.
Well, thank you, John and Robin. I'll tell you, it's a good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the Nacho Ordinary Dog benefiting the Canine Companions for Independence. My name is Gene Jernigan, and I'll be your moderator, auctioneer, asking you for your help tonight and this evening. And tonight, we've learned so much about the Canine Companions and their expertly trained assistance dogs, and the impact that these dogs have on countless lives across the country. This was founded in 1975, and the Canine Companions has placed over 6,600 assistant dogs with people with disabilities. It's so impressive to think that for 2 years of love and care and hard work goes into every Canine Companion assistant dog. And while each dog is worth over $50,000, think of that, they're provided completely free of charge to anyone, to the folks that, thanks to supporters like you all for joining us here tonight. And I tell you, the devoted volunteer puppy raisers, they raise these Canine Companion puppies for the first year and a half of their lives. They're dedicating their heart, their time, their money to the future of these dogs. And after their time with the volunteer puppy raiser, each dog enters professional training for 6 to 9 months. And during this time, they work with professional instructors. They learn over 50 to 60 commands, and to assist with the daily tasks that will one day provide enhanced independence to their partners, and are ultimately placed in someone with a disability. In addition to receiving this highest training for the Canine Companion dogs that graduate from this program, they're held in the very high standards of health. And each dog that enters professional training goes through an extensive medical evaluation, including their hips, their elbows, their hearts, their eyes, and all over, and more, as well as ongoing veterinary care to ensure each dog is in top health before being placed with someone with a disability. And that's what we're here for tonight. This platform is the overall health and care. And in addition to the veterinarian care, each dog is fed a very well balanced diet. They maintain a regular grooming. They go through, look there, they go through everything that keeps them healthy and happy and working a very long life. And so I tell you, it's the bathing, the nail trimming, you name it, with the dog care, it's all professionally done. So ladies and gentlemen, Our goal tonight is to raise in the I'd like to say $10,000 range, and support the care for Canine Companions assistance for these dogs in professional training. And your support this evening will provide preventative veterinary care, food, grooming, expense for a dog during its time in professional training. Remember, each of these Canine Companion dogs, they live at a training center in professional training for 6 to 9 months. And this financial support will also help to maintain the kennel, the play area, and ensuring that the space is clean and sanitary for the dogs to play and sleep. Making a gift tonight is really easy. You can just click on the donate button and right there on your screen and make your donations. And I'm going to walk you through the giving levels. And I want to invite everyone to join us this evening in helping Canine Companions make life-changing matches. But I'm going to tell you one thing before we get started. Wow, COVID-19. It's impacted everybody. It's impacted all of us in many, many different ways. And we thought we'd be having an auction, which is a little different, but we're asking for your support. And we need it. The folks with the disabilities, the dogs, the trainers, and all that. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started and ready to support the Canine Companions. And oh, by the way, let's have a little fun too. And I'm gonna tell you, there's 5 levels that we can go through. And again, did I tell you this is a little bit different from an auction? We have the $100, we have the $250, the $500, the $750, and the $1,000. Then in an auction, you'd say, I got 100, I got $250, that's 5, now 7.5 and 1,000. But we're going to slow it down just a little bit on this deal. And we're going to ask for you to find that donate button and be ready to click. We're going to move right now right into the first phase of this. And we're going to start at level 1, and that's $100. And for $100, this level will provide a comfortable crate and for a dog in professional training. And I can kind of hear those buttons clicking right now, just on this $100 deal. And $100 donation, and again, we're not going to take it from $25, $50, $75, we're just going to ask you for $100 on this first donation level. And that again, that is for the comfortable crate for moving these dogs and around and when they need to be. And so we want to thank you for your gift on this. And we've got limited time, but we're going to move right on down to level 2, which is $250. And did I say in an auction, we'd say 100, 250, 500, 7.5, and 1,000. Well, we're at 250. And we're at 250 level. And this will provide a vest. You see the vest here on Solo. Ain't that pretty? Solo is pretty excited, and what a great disposition. But I tell you, we have this 250 level. And for dogs, there's about 25 dogs, I understand, in professional training right now. And there could be more. That's just I figure that, I'm thinking of that, but we're looking at 250 level. And 250, you just click on your button, your donate button right there. I can see them, I can barely see them now coming in from all over the state. I'm hopefully they're Fort Worth and Dallas is lighting up, and San Antonio, maybe Lubbock, Louisville, all around. Hopefully they're coming through, and you'll be making a difference. And thank you so much for your donations. Now we're going to move into level 3. Level 3 is the $500 level. And again, 100, 250, 500, 750, 1,000. And we're at the 750 level. And it's time to switch gears and move over into that. And is that right, or did I skip the 500? We're at the 500. I thought, you know, that's why you have people around here to keep you straight. And so we're at that $500 level. And at any time, I just want you to know that if you get a little confused like I just did, if you want to bid twice, it's okay. And if you want to make 2 donations, that'll be just fine. The folks will appreciate it that have the dogs, and the dogs will appreciate the good care. So we're at the 500 level, and this level provides basic veterinary care for a dog in professional training for 6 months. And so we're at that 500 level, and we're going to get you to click on that button again and provide this basic veterinary care for the dogs that are in professional training. And those of you who have animals, you know it takes a lot to keep this going. And your donations tonight and your support of this program is very much appreciated. Again, we've had the 100, the 250, the 500, and now we're at level 4. We're going to switch up to a little faster gear to 750. And then this $750 level, this is for the cardiologist and the ophthalmologist checks for a dog that's in professional training. And I'm going to tell you, you want them to see good, and you want them to be healthy, you want them to help their companion, that they're a companion dog too for a long, long time. So we're in that 750 level. And I encourage you to, if this is something you're comfortable with, and to stretch out there and make that contribution tonight, this afternoon, $750. And as we move forward, now again, I'm going to remind you one more time, in an auction we started at 100, 250, 500, 750, and we're at the $1,000 level. This is the grand finale. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go together with somebody, and you want to, some of you pair up and your company or whatever, if you want to go in this grand finale, this is the final level for tonight. And this level will provide the food and help feed all of the dogs that nourish all the dogs that are in this professional training. And this is a wonderful level, and I'd encourage you to search deep in your hearts for this program that's going on tonight. And I want to ask you for your $1,000 donation, and if you want to, again, go together, or if you want to do that a couple of times, as I suggested earlier, in the auction business, we just say, just double up, do that. So we've been at 100, we've been at 250, 500, 750, and we're at 1,000. So click that button for that 1,000 tonight, and make a difference. And I'm going to thank you ahead for your generous gifts. And thank you for being here tonight and supporting this program, and for the Canine Companions. And as I mentioned, with each Canine Companion for Independence Assistance dog is worth over, did I mention that's over $50,000. And they're provided to people with disabilities completely free. My goodness. Thanks to the support like you guys here tonight and all over the state and throughout. You truly making this special mission possible. It was a pleasure to spend this evening with you at the annual Nacho Ordinary Dog fundraising event. And once again, my name is Gene Jernigan. In behalf of the Canine Companion, thank you for your support. I've been wanting to do this all night because that's what an auction is. 1,000, 250, 500, 7.5, and 100, and get in there and make a difference tonight. All right. Thank you very much. Back to you, John and Robin.
Thanks, Gene. You know, nights like tonight are so important for this organization that we all love. I want to thank you all for participating and donating. It's your donations that help us continue the mission of producing these excellently trained and expertly medically attended to dogs so that they can be placed with these wonderful recipients. Puppy raising is an important part of this program, and Robin, can you introduce Reinhold to us and tell us more about puppy raising?
Sure. This is Reinhold. He's 10 months old. He's a Labrador Golden Retriever cross. And my husband Jeff and I are raising him. He's the third puppy we've raised for Canine Companions, and we've fostered many, many more. And it's the most fun volunteer job you could possibly have. I mean, what could be more fun than an 8-week-old fluffy puppy? And what puppy raisers do is to teach the dogs their basic commands, but it's also very important to socialize them so that they are used to going to places like Doty Garcia's. This is Reinhold's first trip here because, you know, everybody knows why, COVID. So he hasn't gotten as much socialization as he normally would have at this age, but he's making up for lost time, aren't you, buddy? Good boy.
Well, he's certainly gorgeous and well behaved, and
He's still got a lot to learn.
how long does the puppy raising phase, what's the duration?
We'll have him until he's about 18 months old. He's scheduled to go to professional training in May of 2021.
Great.
And you know, the question that puppy raisers get asked every single time they go anywhere with the puppies is, how can you give them up? But I think that when you see the stories like you've just seen tonight, you know why.
You know that you've done what your purpose was, is to give them a job, and what a great job it is. And when you know the recipient family or the recipient individual who's getting the dog, that you're such a crucial piece of this.
We
Yeah.
know we're going to cry for 24 hours, but we're raising them for somebody else.
Right.
It's still hard to give away, but when you see what happens to them, but it's sad for 24 hours, and then we'll see them going with somebody else and being a loving dog for them.
Right. And you guys get to know who he's placed with, right?
Well, it depends, but a lot of times, yes,
Okay.
which is also great.
But no matter whether you do or not, you know that they're going on to their highest purpose in life, which is helping others.
That's exactly right.
We've heard a lot about the training of these dogs and all of the things they go through to learn all the commands that they learn and utilize in their jobs. But is it all work and no play? What's a day in the life of these dogs like?
Well, you know what? These dogs, number one, are loved by their trainers, and they know it. And they certainly do get plenty of time to just be dogs. They have playtime, they have cuddle time with their trainers. But there's also a great volunteer job that we call Canine Enrichment, where volunteers like me get to come to the kennels in pre-COVID times and play one-on-one with the dogs in professional training, just to give them some one-on-one time like they had when they were with their puppy raisers. And that's definitely the most fun volunteer job next to puppy raising. So yeah, they're not robots, they're not machines, they're dogs, and they get to act like dogs.
So now let's take a look at the day in the life of an assistance dog.
We're taking you behind the scenes today here at our training center located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Canine Companions for Independence assistance dogs go through a total of 2 years of training. After leaving their puppy raisers and entering professional training, these dogs spend several months at one of our 6 campuses across the country working with our professional instructors. While in professional training, our dogs are extremely well cared for and loved by our staff. Dogs in training get regular veterinary checks, a well-balanced diet, lots of playtime and exercise, and of course, training time. Take a look. First, their day starts with a delicious breakfast. Keeping our assistance dogs healthy and happy is top priority. They are fed a well-balanced diet each morning and evening, and like many dogs, mealtime is one of their favorite parts of the day. Each dog spends their days working with their assigned trainer. During the first few months, or first semester, they go through several health check and temperament evaluations, and our trainers begin working on polishing up the skills that were taught by the puppy raisers and making sure the dogs have a solid foundation. When the dog enters its second semester, the trainers continue to build on their existing skills, as well as adding more advanced tasks such as retrieving items, pushing doors and drawers closed and tugging them open, turning on and off lights, and so much more. In addition to training on campus, Canine Companions trainers also take the dogs out on field trips in the community to generalize their skills and ensure the dogs are used to working and staying focused in a variety of environments. All of these skills will one day help someone with a disability navigate each day at home and in public and provide enhanced independence. The trainers spend the next several months polishing all of the dog's skills and looking at what type of placement might be the best fit for each individual dog. As we mentioned, Canine Companions assistance dogs also get plenty of exercise and fun. Each day, the dogs get playtime with their friends in one of our fenced-in play areas on campus, sometimes even including some splashes in our bone-shaped doggy pool to beat the Texas heat. While Canine Companions assistance dogs are expertly trained and focused workers, when it's time to play, they become just like any other dog, ready to run, chase toys, and wrestle with the others. Not only is playtime fun, it helps keep the dogs active and stay in shape so that they can live long, healthy working lives. In addition to maintaining a healthy diet, a regular grooming schedule helps keep our dogs looking and feeling their best. Each dog's grooming routine includes regular brushing, teeth brushing, nail trims, and baths. Our campus has a state-of-the-art grooming room where they get bathed. This grooming routine is also maintained by our puppy raisers and ultimately the graduate teams. And finally, at the end of a long day, Canine Companions assistance dogs in training get plenty of time to rest up and prepare for their next day on their journey to becoming an assistance dog.
Well, from the puppy raising through the expert training these dogs receive to learn how to do their incredibly important jobs, this organization is just truly amazing. I love the stories we've heard tonight.
Oh gosh, me too. It's been a great night. And for any of you who are interested in volunteer opportunities, we've got lots. The easiest way to learn about that would be to contact the organization through the website at cci.org.
And now we're going to hear from our South Central Executive Director, Michelle Davison.
As our evening here together draws to a close, I wanted to say a very special thank you to all of you for joining us for our Nacho Ordinary Dog event this evening. I hope you enjoyed your Joe T. Garcia's dinners, and I hope you enjoyed the virtual event. This has definitely been Nacho Ordinary event this year. 2020 has been a little bit odd, but thank you for sticking with us as we flexed to make this work, and I think this was a fantastic event, and I hope you had a great time. Again, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank our event chair, Robin Kinzel, who throws this event for us every year and does such a fantastic job, and all of her committee who helps to pull this together. I also want to say a special thank you to our sponsors, Dorothea L. Leonhardt Foundation and the SRS Raise the Roof Foundation. Without them, this event would not be where it is today, and we wouldn't be able to enjoy the time with you. So we really appreciate our sponsors, we really appreciate our volunteers who make this work, and we really appreciate all of you for attending. Thank you so much for being a part of Nacho Ordinary Dog, and we hope to see you again in 2021, hopefully this time in person. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle, and thanks, Canine Companion Dogs. They're amazing.
It's pretty cute, right? Yes, thank you everyone. This has been a great night. Thank you to everyone who donated tonight, and to our sponsors, and to our committee and staff who helped make all this possible.
Yeah, and all the money is going to the dog's veterinary care, correct?
Yes, yes, all the money is going to continue the mission of this great organization.
Great. Well, this is Robin Kinzel. I'm John Brookman from the beautiful patio here at Joe T. Garcia's in Fort Worth, Texas. Thanks for participating and donating and being a part of the 2020 Nacho Ordinary Dog Party. Adios and buenos noches.